Okay, this is a bowl that you can see that the embellishments have not felted in. So what I'm going to show you is when something like this happens, though it may appear to be a failure, it's not. This just wasn't enough soap on the last layer. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the resist back in. What I did is I got a different kind of resist and I cut it to be the size, because remember this shrunk. Now I'm going to put it in there and then we're going to repeat the felting process. I have put the resist back in and it fits. Silk Hankies Lagoon. I just think that might, but the idea with the silk hanky versus the silk waist is you can pull a piece of it out. So I'm trying to find a very light piece of it. There we go. See, it's like a spider web. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to spread it very thinly. So I'm going to pull this as much away as I can. And I'm not going to put it over the hole because we've already cut the hole. That's a little different. So see, I put that there. I think they did a little paradise in here. I see some in here, but it didn't seem to want to go down. So let me try my own paradise. Let me see if I can get a piece of it out. Yes, I can. I want a lot of it, just a little. I want to pull it much finer. So maybe I've got to do more direct teaching on pulling this finer. And I think I'm going to have silk hanky in my next, I've learned my lesson. I think I'm going to add silk hanky to the classes. So I think there, I'm going to do that. And then maybe a little white. That really came out nice. I really like that thinner look. Let me pull it out again. So see, you get a whole hanky like this. So, but you don't want anywhere near the whole thing. So you try to pull out what you can. And just really, really pull that out. See, I'm pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. I think I'm going to lay it. A little teeny bit of it to lay that down, and a little teeny bit of it on this other side. Let's just lay this down. I didn't put anything here though. It needs another color there, I feel. I don't think I have to give everybody an entire package of hankies. Maybe I can just get them different colors that go with. And then I think I just want to drop little specks of it down. So I'm making it into actually silk waist when I cut it like that. I think it's probably becoming more like the silk waist. think that's what silk waste is. It's a silk hanky that's just got the residual on it. There. And I don't know if I'm going to add any felting to the bottom. I think I'm going to I think the bottom is okay. It's somehow felted better than this one. So that's what we did. So let's just see if we can refelt that in there. So we got to spray it. Make sure it's slimy enough. I don't know. I think it's got to be more. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to pour a little, since this is something we're trying to repair, I think I'm just going to pour some straight. Never done this before, but I think I really want this soapy. So let's see what's going to happen with that. There. So that really, really, really made that soapy. And then I'm just going to put this over the top. You really can't see this, but you really don't need to. You know what I'm doing. I'm just pressing down on it. You can see that it's just, I'm going to be putting soap on it and I'm going to agitate it. But I think I'm going to add some soap here so that this is very slimy. Yeah, that's slimy. So you've seen the class, you know I'm just pushing on this little disc. And I'm doing it before I do the agitation with the rolling, just to start to get this to come down. Oh, and I realized that the back didn't get soap either. So let me put that there. You want soap on that one. Okay. There. So I did it on both sides now. And I'm going to put a little bit of soapy water on it. Get that real, so that my hands are really going to move. And then I'm just going to be doing this, which is just down, 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 down. So you can see that it's just a little disc. I'm just doing this, pushing the air out. And we're not, this is actually the felting, but this piece didn't get enough soap originally. So that's why that didn't go down in there. So I'm going to see if I can just get this to start felting. Showing you that there are no failures, right? You can just go back and you can do it again. I flipped it over. I'm going to go on this side. And just begin to get into the back side. The back side isn't, I think the person that did this pulled off some of the embellishments that didn't go. And I really think right now my hands-on is probably better than rolling agitation right now. So I'm just going to just keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. Push, 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 pressure, pressure, pressure. And also along the edges, like I told in class. And then I'll get back to you when we'll see what I do. You don't need to watch this. This will be boring. I decided to do some rolling. And you know that we just do the burrito. Look at my other classes. You should be watching this unless you've seen my other classes. I'm just showing you how to repair something. So basically, I'm just doing the rolling again. And I'm going to do, again, the same idea of 1 minute for each quarter. This is my 1 minute first quarter. Okay, I did the first minute. You can see it's already starting to curve up. I'm going to turn it 1/4 turn. 1/4 turn. Lay this back down. Get some soapy water. I'm kind of using my bubble wrap as the beginning of the rolling process. And then I decided to use the bamboo because I think it can get wrinkles in it. So I've rolled it up a little differently. And now I'm just going to I don't even have a big towel. I just have a little kitchen towel. I could put the big one, but I really don't even think I need it. I'm just going to wrap it up in this towel. It's more than just like an absorbent it. No wrinkles again. And now I'm going to do another minute. Okay, second one is done. Let me look at it. Look at that nice curve. Well, some of the white hanky I think is clumping, so I don't think it's going to. Remember, I cut those little white pieces down just to see. I don't know that it's necessarily felting, but we'll see. I'm going to turn another 1/4 turn, another 1/4 turn. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to really tighten it. And remember, the top part always wrinkles or rolls ahead of the bottom. So as you roll it, just keep pushing this little spot away until you get a really nice roll. Get that all nice and rolled as tight as you can. Get your piece of cloth. Okay, look at it. I'm just using just what I got here because this is small, remember. I didn't get out the big towel at all. I'm making sure I don't have any wrinkles. Maybe at a time. Anyway, and there you go. Now I'm going to do the third time of agitation, which is going to be this for 1 minute. Okay, I finished with that third agitation. So you can see that curve you're getting? One last turn, 1/4 turn. I'm pushing it flat. Still pretty wet. I don't think I have to worry. It's still wet. I don't have to add any water. Okay. Sometimes you can tie it on the ends, but this is so little, I don't think it's going to need it. And then we're going to do our last 1 minute of our agitation. Okay, my timer went off. This is as I finished the last 1/4. Let's take it off and take it out of here. And let's look at it. I have to see if it looks like to me. Now you notice it looks pretty felted, but maybe these little pieces right here, but I'm not going to worry about that. You got other things planned. So I'm going to push this down. I think it felted. I think it did felt. Maybe I want to do just a little bit more. Sure that I think it's felted, but I'm going to give it this last little. And sometimes pieces are sticking by a little bit. You can notice there's little pieces here, but they're actually got a tail end that's stuck. So just leave them be. There's just a part of them that's felted. That's all you need. I'm going to really hone in on this one area where I see I had the little white pieces. Give them the real. You can also go back when you're putting those pieces down and just taking a very fine roving, the actual roving, very fine, or like you would do for a wing, thin, thin, thin. And you can lay that over something that when you first put it on as an embellishment, if you think it's going to give you trouble. You can just I use the hanky, but you can just use, because I think silk does the same thing, but you can also use a little bit of the color of your actual roving that's part of your bowl. Just make it very, very thin, because you want that embellishment to show through. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Once you get doing these, you have to get some expertise. Because look at this one. I cut this is pieces of yarn, and you can see, but the little piece is stuck on, so I left it that way. And if I don't want them sticking out, I can solve it, but I liked it that way. So it looks like, to me, I'm still going to have a little bit of problem right here. Everything, just where I did those little pieces that I just cut down of the silk. I didn't spread them thin. So when you spread them thin, you get a better thing. So let's just see what's going to happen. I'm going to wash this and then I'll show you. Okay, I washed it. Took a lot of washing because remember, I poured straight soap, liquid soap on it. So that took quite a bit of washing, but that's good because that's part of the felting process to wash it. I had taken I put that resist in, I took the resist out, and now I'm looking at it. And what I'm seeing is that, yes, some of this white didn't felt out, everything else did. So I can either choose to cut it off, but I like it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to keep it. But everything else felted down. Everything felted down. Even on the back here, there's some neps and they felted down. So this, maybe a little bit lighter here. That could have gone a little bit better, but it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's felted. So let me take a balloon. Let me show you our next step, right? We're going to take a balloon. These are not big enough, I don't think, but let me just see. That, by the way, the person who did this, the student that did this, and you know who you are, they did a beautiful job of evenly putting the felt on there. This is a very evenly felted bowl. It's got the blue inside. It's just, that part was well done. You can just feel it. It's nice and firm. They used all their wool. And now we got to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this edging here. So let's blow it up. I'm pushing. And I'm going to do a lot of twisting because I want it to stay. And then I'm going to use my little clips because I learned that people were having trouble keeping this down in my class. So I've learned to twist it and put 2 little clips on. There. Now, I've still got a little bit of an edge here. Telescoping a little bit of an edge. Maybe the person put a little bit too much wool along the edge, but I don't know. I don't think so. It's just that it's more wrinkled there. So you might have to live with a little more wrinkling. But we can still work on it. We can push it out. But right now I'm just trying to push out that edging. And you can get, spoons and stuff and just hit this edge to try to get this to, and also we can put, as it dries, we can put stuffing in here to push this out. But you can see this is not, but don't worry about it because we can get that down once it's dry. So you can see success, right? Success. It's down. Now the Angelina is not. It's still sticking out here a lot. So what we can do too with this is, what I might do, some of it is, I might cut a little bit of the Angelina off. Just shave a little bit of it off because it's a little much, but it's beautiful. I understand why we're using it. It really does. But we're going to actually get rid of part of it. We will. When we do the 50-50, when we do the 50-50 glue, which I'm going to do another video about, not on this one. First, we're just showing you how I refelted it, because you can do that. You saw how I did it. Now we're going to work on, you really got to make sure that you get that resist around the edge when you put it back in. I got to get these balloons to push out more. Anyway, they did say on one of the videos I looked at, they don't use a balloon, they just stuff it. But then I felt the stuffing would just absorb the wet. But I'm going to wait until it's a little bit more dry maybe, and then I'll stuff it. And I'll let you know if I do that. But anyway, this is what I've done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on the 50-50, and I'll include this. So this will be like part 2. But I don't want to put everything in one video because then somebody has to watch it, and that's not what they're looking for. But so that's what you saw. Get a problem, redo it. Also, if you think it's not thick enough, you didn't put enough, put it inside out, just put the bowl inside out and begin to add more roving to the outside. And there's a video where I do that. You can see that happening. You want to do that on the inside because you're just adding thickness of wool. You don't want to, upset the embellishments. But you can flip it inside and you can work on adding things on the inside, but very thin layers, very thin. So there's a lot you can do, just a lot. So if it doesn't felt down, this is mostly felted down. I think when you use Angelica, or Angelina, whatever it's called, you got to be careful. It's so fuzzy and it's not organic, it's plastic. It does not want to felt in. Another suggestion with Angelina is you do it on layer 2, not layer 3 as embellishment. Put it deeper down, closer to the lining, and that will maybe bury it a little bit. So then you'll just get some of it showing. And you never use clumps of it. Always thin with that Angelica. But even the neps. Now you notice I did use neps on this one, and mine are down. Where they're up, I want them to be up, but those are, and I did that using hankies. I just put my hankies over the top and spread it. Well, here, this is up a little bit. That's up a little bit. But you're going to see when I do the 50-50, it'll get rid of some of the fuzzies and it'll do that. So I will be showing that in another video. But this is what we can do with this. And see, we did fix it.